This guy, canyonmimbs, says he can disapprove entire Hinduism in 60 seconds. Bro, you can't even make Maggie in 60 seconds. And you are talking about disproving a civilization that has dhyana, meditation, pranayama, yoga, Ayurveda, the knowledge of medicine, Dhanurveda, the science of warfare and archery, Kalaripayat, one of the oldest martial arts, Darshana Shastra, direct awareness of reality, and even classical music. But it's much more than that. This civilization isn't limited to just these things. You name it. And you think you can disprove that in 60 seconds. Good luck, bro. Alright, let's see what Mr. Mims has got to say. First, we'll listen to him, then we'll figure out from what angle he's trying to talk.
In Hinduism, there are millions of gods. But if God is all powerful and better than everything, how can you have multiple gods? And how do you rank which is most important?
Okay, first I'll answer in your language. If God is all powerful, why can't he make millions of himself? If he is truly limitless, creating countless forms shouldn't be a problem, right? Now, coming to the real definition. You said in Hinduism, there are millions of gods. Now my question is, what is Hinduism? Hinduism was never a religion, it's culture, a civilization. Do you even know what the word Hindu means? It actually means nothing by itself. The Persians couldn't pronounce the S sound, so Sindhu became Hindu. The label Hinduism was later used by outsiders to describe the wide range of traditions. The British, they had to put everything into categories, so they took all our philosophies, sciences, arts, cultural practices, even warfare system, and dumped everything under the one word, Hinduism. It was much later that people started treating it like a religion, but originally it was never meant to be one. That's why we have so many philosophies and literally so many different kinds of knowledge within it. Indians generally did not define themselves exclusively through their religious belief. Instead, identities were largely segmented on the basis of locality, language, and occupation. That's what Lord Krishna said to Arjuna. Your dharma is to fight this war right now, not to overthink it, meaning your duty is equals to your real religion.
ये युद्ध तुम्हारा धर्म है, तो अपने इस धर्म का पालन करो पार्थ, और उसके परिणाम के विषय में न सोचो। कौन मरेगा या कौन जिएगा ये तुम्हारी समस्या नहीं है।
If you are a doctor, your religion is to heal. If you are a teacher, your religion is to teach. If you are a Brahmin, now your religion, your dharma, your work is to know and learn about God. The dharma of Brahmin is to seek and understand truth about divine, about Brahman, the ultimate reality, and to share knowledge with others. No one's dharma is defined by birth. It's defined by character, discipline, and pursuit of truth. That's why Lord Parshuram was born a Brahmin, but lived as a Kshatriya by his actions. So, let's come back to your original question. Why so many gods? See, the word God means different things in this culture. There's Devatas equals to higher being and forces of nature, and there is the supreme reality. The Indian way of looking at God is completely different from how you see it. You're talking about Devatas. Why so many Devatas? It's like asking, why is there air, fire, sky, water, earth? Why is there creation? Why preservation? Why destruction? Devatas represents different and higher forces of nature. Vayudev is the god of wind, Agni of fire, Jaldev of water, Suryadev the sun, Shanidev Saturn, Brahma creation, Vishnu preservation, Shiva destruction, Lakshmi wealth, Kartikeya the god of war. The core philosophy says God is everywhere. That's why we worship vehicles, mountains, rivers, and cow. Worship doesn't mean blind devotion. It means showing respect and gratitude to that which sustains life and other aspects. People even mock that we worship the cow. But why did this start? Because the cow is literally life-giving. It gives us milk, butter, ghee, things that keep families alive. We bow down to it with gratitude, not superstition. We say, because of you, Miss Cow, my family flourishes. I can have my dairy farm and earn from it. So why not worship that? We thank the Lord through the cow, because she is the part of that divine cycle that keeps us alive. And look, if you don't have a cow, you don't need to worship her. Worship your work, worship what you do, worship the Lord you believe in. If you call him Allah, then pray to him. If you take something from someone, it's just basic decency to bow with gratitude. That's why students worship their books, because knowledge raises them and respect what sustains you. That's all. And then you ask, how do we rank them? Well, it's not a tier list. You can't just put one god higher than another. It's about the fundamentals: creation, preservation, and destruction. These are the main forces running the universe. At the universal scale, we have Brahmadev, Vishnudev, Mahadev. Then at the level of nature, we got Agnidev, fire, Vayudev, wind, Indra, rain and thunder. And when it comes to human life, we have Kamdev, the god of desire, because desire keeps life moving. So yeah, that's how you rank them. Not by power, but by function. The ultimate reality can't be ranked anyway. It's everywhere. In you, in me, in everything. That's Brahman, the subtle layer of all existence.
In Hinduism, people also build their own gods. They build statues out of clay and mud. How can you expect that something that is man-made is worthy of worship and can help you at all? Gods in the Hindu religion also have flaws. Some cheat, some lie, some have even died. So once again, how can you worship an all-powerful creator that has the traits of a human?
First of all, people don't make their own gods. The statues are representation of the god or being you want to admire. If someone worships Lord Ram, it means they want his courage, his morals, his humbleness. If someone worships Lord Krishna, they want his wisdom and the ability to protect dharma. If someone worships Hanuman,
Glory to Hanuman.
that represents strength, devotion, and humility. Think of it like this. Some people have pictures of Steve Jobs or Elon Musk on their wall as daily inspiration. It's the same idea. They see those qualities and want to embody them. That's what worship is. Not blind devotion, it's inspiration. And you said some god lie, cheat, or die.
Cheat, some lie, some have even died.
Bro, do you even know what death means? Nothing truly dies. Nothing truly begins. Birth and death. That's psychological. Physically, it's all transformation. And about avatars, they didn't die. They merged back into what they were. Lord Krishna lied to protect dharma, to protect the right. And that's not wrong, that's justice. And seriously, this guy got 1.7 million views talking about Hinduism. You should at least thank Devatas for that.
How can you worship an all-powerful creator that has the traits of a human?
Dude, as I said earlier, it's about the traits we admire. Worship means you want the qualities of that particular Devata. You want to be like them.
Then there's the reincarnation, which really doesn't make any sense. They believe in the caste system, which means the life that you're living right now was determined based on how good of a human you were in the previous life. But we can't remember what we did in our previous life, so how is that fair and just? To me, that kind of sounds like oppression. You could be punished for what you did in your previous life, and you're not even aware of what you did.
First of all, this dude is taking things way too literally. When Bruce Lee said, "Be water, my mitra," he didn't mean pour yourself into a cup and become a teapot. That's not how biology works. He meant adopt to whatever situation you are in. Now, reincarnation and the caste system, and a caste system, bro, you're mixing things up. People confuse varna, your duty in life, with punishment from previous life. Reincarnation has different meaning from different perspectives. Death, that's just your body transforming from working perfectly to stopping in a way that it cannot return to what it was before. Nothing truly dies. Birth, that's the change of form. The previous life isn't literal, it's your karma, your actions, and this moment shaping future results. Now listen carefully. The death happening at the psychological level, that's the death of wrong understanding. The wrong understanding of yourself. The death of misconception about your actions. The death of self. The death of I. Just like there is a death of misconception, there's also birth. The birth of misunderstanding. The birth of the I do this. I am this. Every time you think I'm doing this or I made that happen, that ego self is taking birth. And when that sense of self dissolves, that I dies. This cycle of birth and death of the ego happens over and over again, and that's reincarnation. It's the death of ego and birth of misunderstanding. The illusion that you do something or you are something, in reality, it happens automatically. It's really deep, way, way deeper than you think.
The biggest thing that disproves the Hindu
I thought
religion
having
is that there's
multiple paths to
paths
reach
that all
God
lead
is
to
a good
God.
thing,
But the
right?
problem is,
Multiple
all the
paths.
multiple
Is that
paths all
bad
have
or
different
good?
contradictions.
I think it's beautiful. Let's take an example. If you want to stay fit, there are many ways. Some go to gym, some play sports, some do martial arts, some just walk. Different paths, same goal. Similarly, there are many paths to reach God. If you want to know God directly, there's Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, the path of knowledge and action. Seek knowledge, inquire deeply. That's what the Vedas say. The Ashtavakra Gita is the most direct guide to understanding God. Now tell me, what's the most important question? Comparing which religion is superior or asking who you truly are? People fight and convert others. You can't convert the soul, man. We converted him, we converted her. Grow up. If your goal is self-realization, then ask real questions. Don't waste life comparing and labeling what's true or false. Truth isn't owned by any religion, it's experienced. If you want to go from point A to B, there are many routes. Likewise, there's no single path to God. Sadly, people have lost their mind in this religious war. What nonsense. Fight for your dream, not for religion. Fight for your passion. Fight for your work. Not this. This God is creator, that God is creator. Forget that. Do you even know yourself? Gods are doing their own thing. But do you know who you are? In Hinduism, or let's say Sanatana Dharma, you are encouraged to question everything. That's why Arjuna kept asking Krishna. Even though Krishna was God himself, Arjuna didn't blindly obey him. He inquired. Reality isn't bound to belief. Believe or don't believe, gravity still works. If you believe fire won't burn you, it still will. Belief doesn't shape reality. It only shapes your perception. Now Mr. Mims recently made a video apologizing to Hindus. He said, "I'm sorry, but I think your religion is wrong." That's fine. You think it's wrong? That's your perception. Nothing wrong with that. But if you truly don't know, then the honest answer is, I don't know. Right and wrong only exist in perspective. That's all I wanted to say. I don't usually make videos in English. This is just a reply. Pardon my accent or delivery. It's kind of raw video, so yeah. But let's spread peace. We are humans first. Religion, belief, identity all come later. At the core, we are just beings trying to live in peace. That's it. Thank you for listening.